Good morning. Let me double check the sound before we start. Yes, I'm 5 minutes early today. So if you're watching a recording, of course you can fast forward or wait here with us. The sound seems to be okay. Let me know if it's not okay for you. I didn't go to the pond because there was a lot of people there, so I thought it would be quieter here, but there is a big quarrel going on. Good morning, Gina. How is the sound for you, Gina? Is it good? Oh my God, stop fighting. Thank you for letting me know, Gina. So I wanted to go to the pond today because, well, as usual, but there are a lot of people and quite noisy, some event. So I thought, oh, I'll just stay here, it's gonna be quiet. And then there is some fight over which bathroom somebody is using. So I hope they're gonna figure it out before we start. Good morning, Leo and Yanni. If you have the opportunity to tag other people, I cannot do it today for some reason. I should drop adding for some reason because we will never know the reason and it happens like every other day. Gina is asking to put Dr. Julio in the healing thoughts. Yes, of course, Gina. We will do that. Oh my God, the fight is still going on. So I don't know what's going on precisely, but one person is trying to use a women's bathroom, I guess, and he's a man. So the maintenance guy is really pissed off at him. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Gina, I'm sorry. So Dr. Julio is very sick with COVID. Of course, we're gonna put him into our dedication. Good morning, Maria. Thank you, Yanni, for tagging people. Good morning, Mariella. All right, it is time for us to start. So today I want to talk about forgiveness a bit more. Well, Ho'oponopono is the practice of forgiveness, as we've already experienced, and as we forgive, um, each other, ourselves, our circumstances, we free up more energy, we free up more space in our heart to be more open to life and to let life flow through us. So Ho'oponopono is sometimes even called the forgiveness mantra. And today I'd like to introduce the fifth phrase of the Ho'oponopono verse that is not as widely known or used as the other four that we've been practicing. And yet it is probably the most important part of the practice. Lack of forgiveness is the single most important block we need to remove if we want to experience the true unity with all there is, the universe, God, the great something. Of course, theoretically, we all know that forgiveness has the potential to release us from anger and resentment, deepen our understanding of other people, their points of view, help to avoid future conflicts on all levels, personal and societal at large. But it's quite challenging. If we look at the word resentment itself, it actually means to feel again. So each time we repeat to ourselves a story of how we've been wrong, we feel again in our body and mind this anger at being violated. But often enough, our resentment of others reflects our resentment of ourselves. So when someone rejects us, he or she might be reinforcing a view or triggering a limiting belief we already have, that we are not good enough, not kind enough, not lovable enough. When we release those blaming thoughts towards ourselves, we are not really pushing away any responsibility. Feeling guilty and bad about ourselves for something we've done might temporarily restrain us from doing harm, but ultimately, blaming and hating ourselves only leads to further harmful actions. We can't really punish ourselves into being a good person. Only by holding ourselves with the compassion of forgiveness do we experience our goodness, innate goodness, and respond to our circumstances with wisdom and care. Through the simple practice of seeing our own innate goodness, we undo the deeply rooted habits of blame and self-hate that keep us feeling isolated and unworthy, and we open ourselves to the connection with all that is. Walt Whitman once said, "I am larger and better than I thought. I didn't think I held so much goodness." Theoretically, it's all nice. But I know it's the hardest to forgive yourself. And so I want to offer you another consideration that may make it easier. Let's look at the phrase, "I forgive myself," in the context of Ho'oponopono. Remember that the whole premise of this practice is that we have two selves, our small self, also known as our human self, or ego, or whatever you want to call it, and our higher self, meaning the part of us that directly experiences the divine, our connection with all that is. And so this fifth phrase of Ho'oponopono, "I forgive myself," is interpreted as the divinity in me forgives my human self. In other words, I, the higher self, forgive all the mental wiring and limiting beliefs and triggers that I experience as my human self. And when you truly forgive yourself, then you become whole. viscerally experiencing the unity of your human and divine selves. So let's practice this together today, adding the fifth phrase of Ho'oponopono: I forgive myself. Take a comfortable position. As always, take a few moments to acknowledge all the circumstances of your practice, remembering that we are all connected, and my circumstances are your circumstances, as much as your circumstances are mine. Let your breath be soft and comfortable, very easy without working too hard. And invite effortlessness into your body, softening from the inside out. Let's start like we've always been beginning for the past few weeks, doing 3 Ho'oponopono verses, this time with 5 lines all together, dedicating the practice to everybody who needs healing, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And special dedications, our collective dedication today goes to Pascal's dad, who is recovering from a stroke, and Dr. Julio, who is experiencing really bad COVID case. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive myself. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive myself. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive myself. And now bring to mind some aspect of yourself that feels unforgivable. Perhaps you can't forgive yourself for being a judgmental or controlling person, or for how you've hurt others. Maybe you hate yourself for being cowardly, for not taking the risks that may make your life more fulfilling. Maybe you're not able to forgive how you are ruining your life with an addictive behavior. Or you hate your mental obsessions or feelings of jealousy or whatever that is. Just sense whatever it is that feels so bad about your unforgivable behavior, emotion, or way of thinking. How does it make you feel about yourself? How does it prevent you from being happy? Allow yourself to feel the pain that makes you want to push away this unforgivable part of yourself. And see if you can explore a little bit more deeply what is driving this unacceptable part of your being. For example, if you've been addicted to food, nicotine, alcohol, what need are you trying to satisfy? What fear are you trying to soothe? Or when you're judging others, are you feeling fearful yourself? If you've wounded another person, did you act out of hurt and insecurity? Out of the need to feel power, safety? And as you become aware of all these underlying wants and fears, allow yourself to feel them directly in your body, heart, and mind. And begin to offer a sincere message of forgiveness to whatever feelings, thoughts, or behaviors you're trying to reject. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive myself. I'll give you a couple of minutes in silence to explore that. Today, use 5 phrases of the Ho'oponopono. As you practice this now, you may feel as if you're just going through the motions and are not actually capable of forgiving yourself. Maybe you believe you don't deserve to be forgiven. Or maybe you're afraid that if you forgive yourself, you'll just do the same thing again. If that's your experience now, don't worry, it's absolutely normal. Just please remember to trust the process and remind yourself that your intention to forgive is the seed of forgiveness. This willingness will gradually relax and open your heart. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I forgive myself. And to complete our practice today, I'd like to offer you a poem by Danna Faulds. It's called Awakening Now. Why wait for your awakening? Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true nature. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please, oh please, don't continue to believe in your stories of deficiency and failure. This is the day of your awakening. Forgive yourself now. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.